Aadmi Party to do as well, along with other parties casting its net in troubled waters? Is 1984 in danger of getting politicized? That's our big debate on the program tonight. Let's introduce our panel this evening. We're joined from the Congress by spokesperson and leader Sanjay Jha. We're joined also by H.S. Phoolka. Mr. Phoolka has been a relentless campaigner for the rights of the victims of 1984, but he is now a formal member of the Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, it's the AAP government that has today formally announced its decision to launch this SIT. Will the special investigative team make any difference? From the BJP today, joining us is Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. Also joining us on the buck stops here today is KTS Tulsi, senior advocate in the Supreme Court, and two voices of people who have actually suffered themselves. We're joined tonight by Darshan Kaur. She has seen her husband and 12 other family members killed in the riots. And we're also joined by Jarnail Singh. Jarnail Singh is a fellow journalist. He became famous in a way when he hurled a shoe at the then Home Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram, to express his deep frustration at the fact that the wheels of justice had not turned at all when it came to 1984. But on the program today, we're asking whether this committee, this SIT, is just going to be one more committee or whether it can make any difference at all. And so I'd like to start with you, Mr. Phoolka. I know that you have been a relentless campaigner for justice for 1984, but forgive me my cynicism when I ask, what difference will one more panel make? You know the numbers better than I do. You know the fact that there have been 10 commissions. Many of these commissions have in the past, Mr. Phoolka, indicted Congress leaders, including Jagdish Tytler, Sajjan Kumar, HKL Bhagat. 10 of these commissions have in the past, at least 2 of them have asked for action against more than 140 policemen, but cases were opened only against 35 of them. 75, if memory serves me right, had actually died. So, Mr. Phoolka, what good is one more panel going to do?
So there is a difference. Earlier, the commissions and committees, they were only recommendatory. They recommended the registration of the cases, and investigation ultimately remained with the Delhi police. And the Delhi police, against whom there has been a large-scale allegation of conniving with the Maoisters and in killing the Sikhs. Now, the SIT is different. SIT is a special investigation team which will be investigating itself. Now, like Jain Agarwal committee earlier recommended the registration of the cases were, some of those were registered but again were closed. Now, according to the figures given in the Nanavati report, 587 total FIRs were registered. Out of them, 241 were closed by the police as untraced, that no evidence is available. Now, we raised this demand of the SIT after the SIT in Gujarat was found, that in Delhi also large number of cases have been closed by the police, similarly as it was done in Gujarat.
But Mr. Phoolka, you're not explaining to me why an SIT for 1984 would be different. Because, for example, I have here before me the list of all the different commissions that have been set up to look at 1984. And you have the Jain Banerjee committee that wanted cases looked into Tytler and Sajjan Kumar. You have the Poti Rosha committee that recommended that cases be registered against Jagdish Tytler and Sajjan Kumar. Recently, you have the Nanavati Commission of 2000 that says there's credible evidence against Jagdish Tytler and Sajjan Kumar. Everybody knows who the culprits are. Everybody knows who the accused are. These cases are already have been reopened in the case of Jagdish Tytler. What difference would an SIT make, Mr. Phoolka?
In all earlier commissions, like I earlier said, the investigation remained with the Delhi police only. Now the special investigation team, the investigation will be done by them, by somebody other than the Delhi police. And now, you see, we are faced with this situation now. Now there are only 3 cases left at trial, and all the cases are finished. There's hardly anybody is convicted. Now for the murder cases, only 28 people have been convicted. 3,000 are killed. The Congress is giving the figure of conviction of 442. First of all, that's absolutely wrong figure. But even that is some minor offences like violation of 144 or something. Murder cases only 28. Either we accept that situation, fait accompli, that nobody is punished and the cases are finished. Or alternative, these cases which are closed, which are not even sent to the court, these cases are reopened, evidence is still available, Some of the witnesses are not alive, but many are still alive. They are prepared to give evidence. Yesterday only, one of the journalists from Indian Express that time, who saw this happening, and he is a witness to Kamal Nath leading the mob, he said, I am prepared to give evidence even till today. Many witnesses are still available. We should give it a try.
Saying, let me interrupt you there. Let me interrupt you there, because as I understand it, what you're saying is that there is still fresh evidence that could be recorded, that the crucial difference would be that this time, if the SIT actually gets set up, that it would not be the Delhi police that would be investigating the case. But the question could still be raised, and Subramaniam Swamy, let me bring you in this, that shouldn't the focus now be on prosecution instead of investigation? Do we not actually know who the culprits are, who the perpetrators are, who the accused are? Isn't it more about acting on all the previous committees that have already been set up? And may I ask you, Subramaniam Swamy, before you answer that you have been such a vocal critic of the Aam Aadmi Party. You've often accused them of being in bed with the Congress. With their decision to announce an SIT into 1984, are you willing to reconsider that statement? Because this goes against the Congress, their decision. Subramaniam Swamy.
I think answering your last question first, this is the influence of Mr. Phoolka, who is a very able lawyer. He's been at it without respite, and I congratulate him that he has managed to persuade the Aam Party to do something which I can't disagree with. I am very sympathetic to this cause. I have been from the beginning. In fact, I even thought that I was one of the few amongst the Hindus who thought that Operation Blue Star was a disaster and it was a perfidy. And I think we have to get to the bottom of it. The SIT will make a difference, because SIT is both. Prosecution follows their investigation, and it's a multidisciplinary in the sense of many agencies can be involved in, not only CBI, they can have IB, RAW, many other agencies can assist NIA. So I don't think that SIT is at all redundant. In fact, it is a new dimension to the investigation.
Are you, Dr. Swamy, as you congratulate Mr. Phoolka tonight, are you willing, therefore, to review your assessment of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress being partners in crime?
No, I never know when the Aam Party leadership will ditch Mr. Phoolka. Let Mr. Phoolka do what he can while he is in the party. I think he'll come to grief after some time.
Okay. Before I bring the Congress in, Mr. Phoolka, may I ask you, you have said that the crucial difference, and you're being supported by the BJP and certainly by Subramaniam Swamy tonight on this, is that the Delhi police will no longer be looking at the investigation. But I ask you again, shouldn't the focus be on prosecution? Isn't the most exasperating thing for victims to see a Jagdish Taitla, who till last year occupied positions of prominence in the Congress, to see a Sajjan Kumar being able to use the fact that delays are written into our legal system, that from 1984 to 2014, we have not even seen these men be convicted. So shouldn't the focus, Mr. Phoolka, be on prosecution instead of, in a sense, reinventing the wheel?
Prosecution is only after the investigation. If during the investigation, the investigating agency, the police finds that there is a credible evidence, then the matter is, charge sheet is filed in the court, and then only the prosecution starts. Now, like I told you, at present the prosecution is only in 3 cases. Only 3 cases are left. Otherwise, all cases, other cases are finished now. So now, like you know the case of missing charge sheet. 1987 FIR against Sajjan Kumar, 2002 charge sheet is prepared. Till today, in 22 years, the charge sheet is not even filed in the court. It's a case of murder of 4-6. Now, what the court will do, what prosecution will do, when the police keep it with them, and the police does not properly investigate. Police say, no evidence is available, whereas the evidence is very much available. The victims are saying, we are prepared to make statements, we are here, but the police says, no evidence is available. Mr. Tulsi is here, you can ask Mr. Tulsi that what can the prosecution do or the courts do if the police does not even file the charge sheet in the court?
Let me take that to Mr. KTS Tulsi. Mr. KTS Tulsi, sorry Sanjay Jha, I'm just coming to you, but since there's been a direct question for you, do you believe this SIT will restore some credibility to the entire investigation around 1984, where there is a sense that 1984 in many ways is the forgotten riot. That recent memory has focused on 2002, it has focused on Gujarat, it has focused on Narendra Modi, but what about the Jagdish Taitlers, what about the Sajjan Kumars, what about the HKL Bhagat? Many of those who should have been prosecuted have died in the interim because this process has just taken so long, and 10 different commissions recommended cases against these gentlemen, but no action of consequence has been taken against a high-profile Congress politician yet.
No, I think so far as this committee is concerned, it might turn out to be an exercise in futility 30 years after the occurrence, because the evidence, the oral evidence, just cannot be preserved, the memories fade, and there's no question of being able to find witnesses. If 10 years later, after in 94, Mr. Phoolka could not get the witnesses, if in 2004 he could not get witnesses, after 10 years, 20 years, how this Aam Aadmi party is only just trying to pass the buck? They should, I'm sure that if there was evidence available, according to the committee's preliminary investigation had been done and the statements of witnesses had been recorded, if the police filed a false charge sheet, I'm sure Mr. Phoolka knows the way. He could have challenged that. He could have asked the High Court to order further investigation and give it to an independent agency. It's not that it can't be done, because what does the investigation SIT do? SIT is only investigating. The investigation has been done by 10 different committees time and again into each and every case.
But Mr. Tulsi, when you say the Aam Aadmi party is passing the buck, what do you specifically mean? That's a very grandiose statement to make. What do you mean? Passing the buck to whom?
They have written to the central government. They are asking the central government to constitute the SIT. You see, the prosecution is under their control. Why don't they take up the prosecution? If cases have been wrongly closed, even now Mr. Phoolka can challenge them. Let him go to the court.
Mr. Phoolka, respond to that quickly, and then I want to go to Sanjay Jha. Mr. Phoolka, Ms. KT Tulsi says you're passing the buck. Why don't you go after the...
Mr. Tulsi, with your experience of a senior advocate, when the investigating agency does not even produce the evidence, they don't even examine the witness, they say the witnesses are untraceable, witnesses are not available, what prosecution can do? I am surprised,
so
Mr. Tulsi, this thing coming from you.
Get more reliable prosecutors.
What prosecutor will do? And this is what all of you has been crying at the top of your voice of SIT for Gujarat. I am surprised and shocked. SIT has shown such a good
would have done the job
Gujarat.
10 years ago.
Why are you shying away?
20 years
Why
ago.
are you shying away of SIT from in Delhi? If those who are killed in Delhi were not
SIT was constituted by Supreme Court.
SIT
was constituted by
SIT can
Supreme
be
Court.
constituted by the government also. It can be
But why did you not go to Supreme Court? Why did you not go to Supreme Court for 30 years?
Mr. Tulsi, answer Mr. Phoolka's question. Mr. Tulsi, I've got Sanjay Jha waiting to speak, but I want you, Mr. Tulsi, you have to answer Mr. Phoolka's specific question. Mr. Tulsi, if you want an SIT for the Gujarat riots, how can you have a double standard for 1984? Please answer Mr. Phoolka's question, Mr. Tulsi.
My answer is, SIT 30 years later is going to be absolutely useless. 10 committees have gone. SIT is for collection of evidence. The evidence has been collected in 10 different committees. If that's not been put before the courts, there are remedies available. There were remedies available which Mr. Phoolka is fully aware. Why were those remedies not adopted? Why are we going back in point of time?
Tulsi, what are you saying? What are you talking? The evidence collected before the commission is not admissible in the court. Are you trying to befool the people? You are a senior advocate. You know it very well. The commission collected before the commission is not admissible in the court of law. What are you talking about?
But you had the names of the witnesses. You have the name. You can file protest petition. You can then place the evidence of the commission before the protest petition.
Your Congress party, keep on giving clean sheet, and the victim should go. Victim should go. Mr. Phoolka should go. It's shameful on your part. Shameful on your part. Victim should go. Run after. You keep on giving clean sheet to your leaders. And
You
the
can't
victims
cover
should
up
go.
your own failures.
These poor widows should go. File the protest petition.
Let me bring in
And look at
Sanjay
this
Jha.
bottle.
Let me bring
It
in
is the
Sanjay
law of the
Jha.
country.
Okay, 1 minute. Mr.
It is
Phoolka,
the
I
law
know
of
you're
the
very
country.
angry, but I know you're very angry and there's good reason to be angry tonight. I want to bring in Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, the fact of the matter is that there is no credibility left to the for people like Darshan Kaur who are on this program tonight, for people like Janelle Singh who in frustration hurled a shoe, whether you agree with that act or not. It reflected the deep cynicism of the Sikh community. And the fact of the matter is, if the Congress has been pushing for an SIT, even though the findings of the SIT did not go the way you would have wanted to when it came to Gujarat, how can you not want an SIT for 1984? How can you justify the fact that till last year, Jagdish Titler occupied a high party post within the Congress party, that there have been any number of times when he has shared the stage with the top leadership of the Congress party, Sanjay Jha?
You know, Barkha, at the very beginning, and I would like to be very explicit about it, I would like to state this on behalf of my party, that what happened in 1984 was a terrible tragedy. It was a monumental shame, and I think all of us as Indians, I mean, forget our political differences and any other
But what about
disparity
justice,
of thought,
Sanjay? It's so
but I
easy
believe it's a
to
moment
say it
of
was a
shame.
terrible shame,
Yeah,
but what
I'm
about
just-
justice for the victims?
No, I'm just coming to that. You know, the point that, Barkha, I would like to make here is that to the best of my knowledge, I mean, there are investigations which are already on. Trials have been reopened. I agree that if there have been cases where, several commissions of inquiry have been made, you mentioned 10 of them, there have been committees as well. And the truth of the matter, Barkha, is that the CBI today, I mean, if we have to trust some agency or the other, the CBI is investigating. Yes, there are some high-profile Congress leaders who have been accused.
But the CBI only reopened the case against Jagdish Titler. I'm sorry, Sanjay, the CBI only opened the case against Jagdish Titler on the orders of the court.
But that's right. I mean, Barkha, let me tell you that if there's
CBI
any
gave
incident
investigation
of violence
If the
or
CBI
deaths
gave
or
Jagdish
genocide
Titler
or
clean
pogrom, no, I agree. But Barkha, there are two things that we got to keep in mind. When you look at either, 1984 riots in Delhi or you look at Gujarat in 2002, I mean, there are the two bodies that can really get to the bottom of whether the conspirators or the perpetrators of violence has to be the police, any other investigating agency, and the courts. And the point that I would like to reiterate here is, even if you look at the Gujarat example of the SIT, the SIT's verdict was actually inconclusive in a sense because, while the BJP goes to town saying that it gave Mr. Modi a clean chit, the term that was used was that there was not enough prosecutable evidence against Mr. Modi. Number two, you are also fully aware that the amicus curiae mentioned Raju Ramachandran actually spoke against it. No, the point I'm making is that this can, there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee that the SIT case will get a conclusion in a hurry. My only concern will be that the SIT at this stage, I mean, if it gets to the bottom of whoever has committed the violence, it should be welcomed. As a party, we have got absolutely, we would back the move to let justice be brought to all the people who have been aggrieved.
Okay,
that's
but
not
I have
the point.
I
think the concern will be that the SIT does not guarantee you that. That's my only concern.
I want Subramaniam Swamy to come in on this. Subramaniam Swamy, please go ahead. You've heard KTS Tulsi, you've heard Sanjay Jha. What would you say?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me say that this 1984 has all the hallmarks of a genocide. And world over, we have seen that people have not rested. Even after the Nuremberg trials, how many commissions there have been for the Holocaust? What about even a simple matter like straightforward matter like Subhash Chandra Bose's death? How many commissions we have had? We must know the truth, and the culprits have to be punished. And it doesn't matter if there are 10 commissions or 20 commissions. But I think it is most appropriate in this present time, drawing on the evidence that has been collected so far, the SIT could add to it and then start as a prosecuting agency. The commission inquiry is to inform the government.
Subramaniam Swamy, to KTS Tulsi's point, it is useless 30 years later to have an SIT. What would you say to that?
Well, Tulsi India is one of the finest lawyers, so I find it very difficult always to disagree with him. But I must say that is an opinion, that he thinks that his appreciation of the evidence is that now it's all gone cold. I don't agree, because in the Subhash Chandra Bose matter, we found only in 2003 that there are some 13 secret files which the government is refusing to declassify even today. So therefore, we will find something new, but we can't rest till this genocide is completely prosecuted, those responsible prosecuted.
Okay, I'm going to get Darshan Kaur in just a second, but KTS Phoolka, come in on what you wanted to say to KTS Tulsi. When he says again and again, you are wasting time, you need to prosecute. When you hear Sanjay Jha say the CBI has to investigate, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say the CBI gave Jagdish Titler a clean chit twice. But is there any merit to the argument that after 10 commissions, one more committee should not be the priority, prosecution should be, pushing expedited trials in the case of Sajjan Kumar and Jagdish Titler, that should be the priority? Mr. Phoolka.
Prosecution can be only on the basis of evidence collected. Let me tell Mr. Tulsi and other people from the Congress, thousands of people are still alive. The witnesses are alive. They are prepared to give evidence. I told you a reputed journalist came over from London, and he is prepared till today. He said in the in the news media that he is prepared to give evidence. He saw Kamal Nath leading the Maverick Afghan. Now this is the problem they are facing, because the people will come forward. They will give evidence. Evidence is available. They want to shut it. That's the reason these people are
Sanjay Jha, do you want to respond to that? Sanjay Jha, come in on that.
Well, I cannot speculate in what the witnesses are going to say tomorrow, but I think there's one pertinent point, Barkha, that we got to take note of. In Gujarat, it was a Supreme Court SIT monitored investigation because there was fear. I mean, the Supreme Court agreed to the request that the witnesses were being intimidated, that it won't be a fair trial. I think that is the reason why the Supreme Court investigated it, and you have had thereafter the conviction of Maya Kodnani and the Bajrang Dals, Babu Bajrangi, etc. Now, I don't know whether, one can say the same climate of, environment possibly was here. But if let me tell you, Barkha, in all honesty, if the SIT is a way forward as deemed appropriate by the AAP party and other supporters, I would personally feel so be it. End of day, we need to get to the bottom of whoever perpetrated the violence. I know India's laws and processes are cumbersome and long, but we must get justice, and to that extent, one will have no objection to that.
But it's strange to hear you, I don't think Darshan Kaur tonight or Janelle Singh are going to be convinced by your argument, Sanjay Jha, that the CBI is the only credible body that can do this, especially after we know, as I keep saying, that the CBI has given Mr. Titler 2 clean chits in the past. I want to bring in Darshan Kaur now. Now, Darshan Kaur, this is a really painful story, and we have to keep telling these stories because otherwise public memory is too short. Darshan Kaur's husband and 11 other family members were killed outside a home in New Delhi. They were beaten with rods and then they were burnt alive. Darshan Kaur ji, 30 साल बाद जब बात होती है कि SIT होनी चाहिए, आपको लगता है कि 10 कमीशन बैठ चुकी हैं, एक और SIT बैठेगी तो आपको जस्टिस मिल सकती है?
देखो, 30 साल पे तो अभी कई सरकार आई और गई हैं, किसी ने हमें इंसाफ ही नहीं दिया, झूठा दिलासा भी नहीं दिया। जो अभी सरकार आई है तो ये तो दिलासा तो दे रही है कि मैंने कुछ करना है, तो हम भी यही उम्मीद लगा के रखते हैं। जो 5000 सिखों का कत्लेआम हुआ था दिल्ली में और हजारों गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जलाए इन्होंने, और कितनी बहन बेटियों की इन्होंने इज्जत भी खराब की, वो तो कहीं किताब में किसी भी कोर्ट में दर्ज नहीं हुआ कि उनके साथ में ऐसा हुआ है। सभी अभी अपने शर्म के मारे चुप करके बैठ गए। लेकिन इन्होंने जो सरेआम कत्लेआम करवाया 3 दिन तक, वो 3 दिन तक क्या कत्लेआम करवाया, 30 सालों में भी हमें इंसाफ नहीं मिला, तो हम कहां से ढूंढे ऐसी सरकार जो हमें इंसाफ मिले? हमने क्या गुनाह किया था जो हमें हमारे घरों के घर बिगाड़ दिए, हमारे पतियों को इन्होंने मार दिया, 5000 सिखों को इन्होंने कत्ल कर दिया, हमारा क्या कसूर था? हमें ये बताए, सरकार बताए कि तुम्हारा ये कसूर था, तो हम मानने के लिए तैयार हैं कि हमारा ये कसूर था। हम तो बेकसूर लोग थे, जो हमारे पतियों को, हमारे बच्चों को, हमारे देवर जेठों को इन्होंने खींच के और सरेआम काट दिया हमारे सामने, और हम कुछ न कर सके। हम रो के बैठ गए। 30 साल हो गए हमें रोते, अभी तक रोते भटकते रहते हैं, कोर्टों में जा के धक्के खाते, हमें कोर्ट दिलासा दे देते हैं कि तुम्हें इंसाफ मिलेगा। 30 साल में हम कहां से लाएं ऐसी कोर्ट, ऐसी सरकार जो हमें इंसाफ दे, ताकि हमें भी थोड़ा बहुत तसल्ली हो जाए। ये SK भगत, सज्जन कुमार, जगदीश टाइटलर तो अभी तक दिल्ली में सरेआम घूम रहे हैं, उनको कोई सजा नहीं है, कोई कुछ नहीं है, कोई फांसी नहीं है, कोई कुछ नहीं है। 30 साल में
मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहती हूँ दर्शक कौर जी। बिल्कुल, मैं आपका दर्द समझती हूँ, आपका गुस्सा समझती हूँ। मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाह रही हूँ कि आज जो केजरीवाल की सरकार की तरफ से अनाउंसमेंट आई है कि एक SIT बिठाई जाएगी, आपको उम्मीद है कि इससे फर्क पड़ेगा, कि आपको लगता है कि बस अब किसी तरह जगदीश टाइटलर और सज्जन कुमार के खिलाफ जो ऑलरेडी केस चल रहे हैं वो थोड़ा जल्दी चले?
नहीं, अभी जो हमें लग रहा है कि भाई इन्होंने हमें जब तसल्ली दी है तो अब हमारी उम्मीद जागने को सोचती है कि 30 साल के बाद कोई सरकार तो आई। हमारी मुद्दा की जो हमारी सरकार है वो तो हमारे काम ना कर सकी। अभी जो नई सरकार आई है, इसलिए हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि हमें कोई ना सरकार आए नहीं तो हमें तो इंसाफ दिलाए। तो हम इनसे उम्मीद लगा के बैठे हुए हैं। इन्होंने हमें पहले तिलक विहार में भी आए थे, इन्होंने हमें बोला था कि हम आपके लिए लड़ाई लेंगे, सबसे पहले हम जीतेंगे तो 84 का मुद्दा उठाएंगे। तो इन्होंने 84 का मुद्दा उठाया। हम इनको बहुत बहुत बधाई भी देते हैं जीतने की भी, और हमारा 84 का जो मुद्दा उठाया। लेकिन मुद्दा उठाने से कुछ नहीं होता है। जब तक हमें इंसाफ नहीं मिलेगा तो हम क्या कहाँ जाएंगे? जब हमें इंसाफ मिलेगा तभी हमें तसल्ली आएगी ना कि हमें नई सरकार आई, हमें इंसाफ दिया है। अभी तो हमें तसल्ली देते हैं, सारी जो भी सरकार आती है हमें तसल्ली देके बिठा देती है कि 30 साल हो गए, 30 साल हो गए। जब 3 दिन में तुमने मारने के लिए 3 दिन में तुमने मार दिया, अब 30 साल तो हमें रोते भटकते हो गए। अब कहाँ कौन सी सरकार आएगी? अब हमारी उम्मीद जागती है, फिर जब इंसाफ नहीं मिलता तो बैठ जाते हैं हम।
तो आप ये कह रहे हैं कि 30 साल से आप सुन रहे हैं सभी सरकारें आके, सभी नेता आके एक ही बात करते हैं। अब देखना ये है कि इस SIT से कोई फर्क पड़ेगा या नहीं। जर्नैल सिंह, you grabbed the headlines. You've been a journalist, but you were in the headlines after that shoe that you hurled at then Home Minister Mr. Chidambaram. Now, people may have debated whether that was the right way to protest, लेकिन आपने जो किया एक तरह से आपका जो deep frustration था वो निकल कर आया। आपको लगता है कि आज जो फैसला हुआ है कि SIT बिठाई जाएगी, आप इससे सहमत हैं जर्नैल साहब?
I welcome this demand from Kejriwal. Barkha, it's a long tale of injustice which rankles in one's mind till this day. It's a source of deep anguish in the whole community. It's a fact that if perpetrators of 1984 were awarded punishments, then these perpetrators of 2002 in Odisha, in Muzaffarnagar, they have thought they would have. Is it not a fact? And Delhi police, which was involved in killing the people, when the police is involved, how can you expect a fair investigation from Delhi police? I agree with Mr. Phoolka. SIT is necessary. If not SIT, then what? I don't agree with Mr. Tulsi. The case was filed against Sajjan Kumar in 2010. And in 2010, and Nirpreet Kaur, Jagsher Singh and Jagdish Kaur, they appeared in the court first time after 28 years. And 5 people have been convicted. Though Sajjan Kumar get acquitted. Why Sajjan Kumar get acquitted? Because 6 policemen from Delhi police appeared in court and said they never saw him the area where riots occurred.
Yeah.
So, and the CBI is under central government, and the CBI director, Mr. Sharma, who gave clean chit to Sajjan Kumar and Titler, is now governor in one state. And Amod Kant, who arrested one Air Force officer who was saving his family, he was given ticket to contest Vidhan Sabha from Congress party. And Rangnath Mishra, who gave clean chit to Rajiv Gandhi, he was nominated to Rajya Sabha. So, if not SIT, then tell us what to do. It's still, I'm again saying, it's a source of deep anguish in the whole community. And it was not an attack, let us understand, it was not an attack on Sikh community alone. It was an attack on the idea at the core of democracy. Irrespective of your religion, your caste, you have right to life, liberty and security. It was mother of all the carnages, and it's being repeated in Gujarat. Congress party, not only for 1984, they have to take blame for all the massacres happened after 1984. Why? Because The
Okay,
culprits, I want to conclude. Because the culprits were roaming free, because far from being punished, they were awarded with cabinet berths. That encourages all fundamentalist forces, all communal people to take advantage and get this communal card and to play this communal card, and it's being played. There should be an honorable closure, but when the guilty can get punished, and I think SIT, we should punish this. We should welcome this SIT is a formation. I appreciate what Kejriwal is doing.
But I want to now bring in last comments. KTS Tosi, first to you. You're hearing from Darshan Kaur. You've heard the pain in her voice. You've heard how even today, after 30 years, she's hopeful that something could change. Very important point made by Mr. Janel Singh this evening, that how can you trust the Delhi police when the police was seen to be complicit? How can you trust the legal process that has been applied so far when